Greetings. Okay. So, happy Friday, y'all. This is going to be our Ghetto Fairy Friday for this week. I hope everybody's doing well. All right. Shout out to the fairies on the live. Okay. So, as promised, every Friday we do Ghetto Fairy Friday, and I allow up to 5 fairies to receive a one card free pool, question, or topic. So far, um, hi Giselle G, how are you? Oh, I appreciate that, Giselle. I just saw your comment. Monica, greetings. I'm glad you're excited. Thank y'all for everybody coming out. Yolanda, greetings. Deandra, greetings. Brianna, greetings. Tawanda, greetings. I'm doing well. I'm glad that it's Friday. That's all I can say. I'm so glad. Thank you, Lord, that it is Friday. It has been crazy. It's been so crazy. But I appreciate everybody being here tonight because I know it is late, but I'm excited for this live as well. So let's get into it. All right. So let's get started. Hold on. I got to remove this. This is bothering me. This is really bothering me. Um, so let's see. I have Giselle, Monica, Yolanda, Deandra, Brianna. Okay, I have all my 5 fairies. All right. So all of the names that I called out, you guys can go ahead and leave your one topic or one question. I will pull one card on it. We're going to be using the Moon Crystal Tarot, which is inspired by the Sailor Moon Crystal Edition series. So we're going to use the Sailor Moon cards, and I'm also going to use the Astrology OG deck as well for our reading tonight. It's our Oracle card of choice tonight. Giselle, let's see. Yeah, Monica, Yolanda, Brianna. Um, and Tawanda, right? I think that's 5, right? Giselle, Monica, Yolanda, Deandra. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started. All right, we're going to start with you, Deandra, since you left your question first. Let's do your reading. All right. So, Yolanda, your question is just a general energy pool. Okay, bet. All right. Okay, general message guidance. Deandra, what is the message for Deandra? Okay, we have 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Wands. Top of the deck, the Amazon of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands in this deck. Okay. I see a supportive energy around that's kind of taking you to the next journey or the next phase. These are people that understand your plight, or if it's not like multiple people or persons, it's at least one person. And I feel like this also is metaphoric for your divine team. So there's kind of like this energy of encouragement to push you forward, or it does kind of feel like a silent support. So it doesn't necessarily have to always equate to like ancestors and things like that, but people maybe that you don't even know, or it's like a silent support, like people that might be praying for you behind the scenes, or friends that wish you well, or family members that wish you well. There's some sort of energy of support around you. It's like they know sometimes maybe that you feel either left out, or you feel like your burden. Sometimes you feel kind of left out as far as maybe not being understood sometimes. Like, yeah, like you might feel like you're misunderstood, or that you have all these burdens and all these troubles that you have to keep to yourself. But there is some supportive energy that's guiding you through this, that's helping you through this transition. It feels like whatever this journey is that you're on. Yeah, with the Amazon of Wands is like something to push you forward and kind of encourage you. So it could even be messages, it could be synchronicities, things that kind of are meeting the right people at the right place, right time, to encourage you on your journey forward, okay? Or to the next transition that you're going into. Things might seem a little bit smoother, maybe within the next 6 months. Hey sis, hey Tori. Glad that you're her. Okay. All right, Giselle, you're up next. Will this person make a move on you like a gesture, or are you to? Are you to make a move? Let's see. All right, Divine Spirit. Alrighty, let's see. Is this person going to make a move, or is it something that she is to? Is this person gonna make a move or a gesture towards her? You're welcome, sis. Yeah, who doesn't want, to feel supported and loved? You have the Seven of Wands, Giselle, top of the deck. I think, what is this? Juno of Wands. I believe the Junos are the queens in this deck. So Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck, the Empress. Spirit is saying you don't chase, you attract, right? That's the Queen of Wands. That's the mantra for her. In my mind, like Queen of Wands is I don't chase, I attract. And the Empress, same thing. Like the Empress knows who she is, she knows what she deserves. She's taken care of. The universe provides, she knows her position, her worth, her value. So no, this person is gonna have to put some sort of effort, but I don't see this person anytime soon. It might be some resistance there. It might be a little bit of an intimidation, you know. Not to say that this person isn't attracted to you, because I feel like, at the very, maybe the very most, the very least, I'll say this person is attracted to you, but there is like a kind of a push and pull against it. And I feel like it is something about you that this person is very attracted to, but it could be a little bit of an intimidating energy as well, because the Empress and the Queen of Wands to me is like someone that's very attractive, maybe even somebody that's magnetic, maybe has like a very fiery energy that maybe this person is drawn to, but at the same time a little bit of afraid to approach. So I wouldn't say that this person is gonna make any moves or any gestures anytime soon, because there is some sort of block or resistance on this person's end. And I feel like for you, it's not for you to take any action or any move. If anything, if you've already made your attraction known to this person, or you've kind of, you know, put your feminine energy as far as like, showing your interest, being confident in that sense, then that's different. Yeah. But if it requires you overdoing it or kind of like pushing too much into it, then nah, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, and if you already put in energy that is flirty enough, it's up to this person to reciprocate that. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. All right, Miss Monica, what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? Okay, what does Monica need to know right now? I appreciate the likes, y'all. Thank you, thank you. You have two cards trying to come out, but the first card at the top is the Nine of Swords. Beneath that was the Seven of Pentacles, and beneath that is the Amazon of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So this could be, and then beneath her is the Juno of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So there's a lot of Pentacles. There could be some worry about stability, could be something about your financial situation. There is a lot of worry around that. Um, and obviously your divine team doesn't want you to, because there might be some things that are, I don't know why I'm hearing pre-planned, but there are some things that are in motion. It just may not be apparent as of yet. It's almost like your efforts are not going unnoticed or unseen, or your efforts that you've already put like a practical motion or effort into something is going to receive the, like, receive the, what's the right word I'm looking for? If I put like an effort towards something, or energy or action towards something, there's always going to be that effect after the cause, right? So the cause is like whatever initiation or things that you put forth in regards to whatever this material matter is. It's like practically it's going to, there's some energy that's going to return from that, right? So you're not just taking action or putting things in motion, making things happen without something coming to fruition, if that makes sense. So let's say, for instance, applying for the jobs, right? And going on interviews. That is you putting the energy in motion to make something happen in the fields of your job or career, your stability, right? It's not like you're just hoping and wishing for something to happen and you're not taking action, right? So behind every action, there is an effect that will come with that. So it might just be a process of patience, you know. Spirit is like the fear that is presenting itself to you. It's like face that fear and confront it, and maybe approach it from a practical perspective. Like, if I'm showing up and I'm doing my part, then why wouldn't things work out for me? If I'm just being passive and just hoping and wishing, then that's one thing. But if you're putting in the work behind your faith, you know, why wouldn't something come into fruition for you? That's kind of what I'm getting from this. And it may seem like a process where you have to be patient, but I do feel like something is going to come from this. It's going to come to fruition for you. I don't like giving time frames, but if I had to, just based off of the energy that I'm feeling, it does feel like spring, or we are almost in spring, at least in the US. March typically is the birthing of spring, right? Towards, like, I believe the end of March is when spring comes into play. But Spirit doesn't really want you to worry too much. It's like a human emotion to worry, that's okay, but to dwell in the worry or to start over analyzing, like, before something even happens, you start creating all these scenarios like, oh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And what if I don't succeed? What if I lose my house? What if I lose my car? What if, well, you start thinking too much ahead of things rather than focusing on what we can do, right? Or what we have done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is a message to you. Be mindful not to focus too much on the things that haven't even happened yet, or putting too much focus or fear into maybe loss or a lack. Okay. I hope that's helpful. Cards trying to spit themselves out. To wander your questions, what does your divine life partner want you to know? What does your divine life partner want you to know? Let's see. Divine Spirit, Tawanda's divine life partner. What does this person want her to know? What do they want you to know? And then we'll get to the collective read. So I appreciate everyone, all the viewership. Thank you. All the engagement, the likes so far. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're welcome, sis. All right, Tawanda's life partner's message to her. Whoa, okay. Two cards for you as well trying to pop out. First card at the top was the Ace of Pentacles, so that will be your card. The Amazon of Wands again coming out, which is the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Magician. All right. That incense smells so good. I haven't burned one of these in a long time. And they're like one of those 2-3 hour burners. It's so bomb. I love them. So the Ace of Pentacles is, I feel like this talks about the potential and the growth. So this person is, they want you to know that they're all action, right? They're not just about talk. They're not someone that is too much in the clouds. I feel like this is a person of faith and belief, whether that be in the higher power source, the universe themselves, and or they believe in the power of the universe, the divine, co-creation, and all that. So they could be someone that's into law of attraction. This person does have a strong faith and belief that you as their partner, whether they know of you yet or not, they know that them themselves is connected to some sort of greater plan or bigger picture or some sort of greatness. And whoever their partner is, they believe that they would be an extension of growth, or they would want their partner to also be that that person that also they can grow and plant seeds with and water and nurture something grand and beautiful together. They feel like their future holds a lot of promise, their connection to their divine partner, their life partner. There's a lot of promise, there's a lot of abundance that's on the other side. They're just waiting for it to manifest. So this person may have already kind of set some sort of intention in regards to their life partner, like what type of connection they want, how they want their future to look like as far as what they're creating and building together. Like they already have a vision of this. Um your person is very confident. The biggest thing that I can say is this person is very confident within themselves. Okay. Hmm. It's like they believe that whatever energy they put out, and they believe that they put in positive energy out into the universe, they put out confident energy, they put out kindness, they put out integrity, they put out impatience. They believe that they're going to receive an abundance of good things in regards to their love life. Even if they don't see what that exactly looks like, what that future is, they just know that whatever energy they have, they got to have a partner that's going to be on the same page to build that and create that with them. I hope that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, you feel like it's because you're on the same page? Yeah. This person's definitely manifesting and they put the energy out there. I feel like of what they're looking for, what they want. They want a partnership or connection that they can build upon and grow something of longevity. They feel like they're destined for a lot of a great or healthy life, a happy life, a full life, a comfortable life, not just materialistically, but just their wellness, you know, with someone that also desires the same, that they can build with and water and nurture what they're growing together. All right. That was your reading. Yolanda, I'm so sorry. Did I skip your question? No, I didn't. Okay. What are you doing that you're supposed to? What is it that you're doing or that you're not doing that you're supposed to? Let's see. Divine team of Yolanda's. What is she not doing that she's supposed to be doing? Whatever is of her highest will and highest good that benefits her life is in divine alignment for her. What is she not doing that she is encouraged to that's helpful for her? You have the Ten of Wands. At the top of the deck, you have the Two of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Sister of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in this deck. So this is something that you know you should be doing. You're welcome, sis. These are just one card pulls. I'm gonna do the collective after I do these one card pulls for the first five fairies that I got, Giselle. Um, I feel like this energy, like what you're not doing that you're supposed to, you're carrying something that you know that you need to release and you know you need to let go of. Um, it's almost like it's blocking your vision in some kind of way. Like whatever these energies are, it could be patterns, it could be beliefs, um whatever it is, it's like it's something you know you need to let go of and you need to release. Okay. um you might push back and forth with your intuition. You might gaslight yourself and say, oh, but what if I'm just like thinking too much into it? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe no, if I just do this. Or it's almost like if it's burdening you, if it's something that's unnecessary for you to take on, that is what you're being required to release and let go of, you know, because it shouldn't be that hard, you know, whatever this energy is, it shouldn't be a strain or restriction to you. Okay. I don't know if they just ignore my cats or not. because I don't know what they're doing, but the cats are just going off. Um, yeah, but it's something that you already know that you need to release, and maybe you just go back and forth with yourself about it, and you're not really trusting your intuition because you know it's something that you got to let go of, and it's blocking your vision in some kind of way. Maybe it's like making you feel like there's no hope, there's no solutions for you, or it's blocking your um it's kind of like a what's the right energy for this? Almost like a Debbie Downer type of vibe energy. Like it's something that it's like a dark cloud that you carry that you know you need to let go of. It's not true, or it could be people, places, or things that kind of attach themselves to your energy, and it makes it very hard for you to see things from a positive perspective sometimes, or be in that place of receptivity. It's like a block. It's an energy block, but I feel like you're aware of it, or you're aware at least of what maybe you're being called to do. Place your focus. I hope that makes sense. And it could have something to do with family, or maybe literally a sister or siblings, or someone that you consider like a sister. It could be a friend, something connected to them. Doesn't have to be that they are the block or the burden. Maybe they've told you this, maybe as a means to help you. All right. So that's what I'm getting, sis. Gotta let them go. Yeah. I mean, if that's what resonates. All right. Miss Brianna, energy surrounding your next possible encounter, you and a specific person. Let's see. What is the energy around you and a specific person's next encounter? All right. And I think this is our last read, right? Last fairy read. And then we'll get into our collective message. Okay. All right. All right. Brianna. All right, so you have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Top of the deck is the Lovers. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the World card. Okay, so maybe your next encounter is going to be pretty significant here. So, you and this person, your next encounter could be someone expressing, taking action based off of an idea like, hey, I was thinking blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like that. Um, there's some sort of conversation about a next move or a decision or opportunity that may be presented. So this Ace of Wands feels like an opportunity to act on an idea or something someone's been thinking about, been wanting to do for a while, or expressing like, the possibility of something, or hey, what do you think about this, or how do you feel about this? It's almost like not really feeling one another out, or the other person feeling the other person out. It's more so of just kind of like leaving the option of the choice to the other person to make. It kind of gives that vibe. Hmm. This could be something that is a pretty big deal. Considering the fact that there's two major arcana cards, one at the top, one at the bottom. The world card being at the bottom of the deck for me is kind of interesting because that's considered the last major arcana card in the tarot. So there's something that may finalize or change, but it feels like it's a positive energy though. It doesn't feel like anything negative or bittersweet. It feels more so like something positive that transpires. It's like this opportunity that sparks it for a chance for a new beginning, but it's like an idea, it's a thought, it's a potential. Like, hey, how do you feel about this? What do you think about this? Like, it's leaving it on the table. Like, one of you is going to leave something out on the table for the other person to choose or make a decision, how they want to move about something. Do they want to say yes? Do they want to say no? It's kind of giving that vibe, but something about it feels quite significant though. Hmm. It's almost like an opportunity to step into a new phase or new energy, actually. So, um, yeah. All right. Thank you. All right, let's tap in. Hey, Lucid and Awake. We're gonna tap into the collective. I think that was everyone. Let me just double check. Giselle, Yanja, Yolanda, Brianna, Tawanda. We got a lot of uhs. Yeah, that was everyone. Yeah, it does. Might be a little vague, but that's what I'm getting. I mean, at least as of right now. All right, let's get into the collective read for my chosens. Um, hmm, 25. Okay, let's get into the collective read. Just had to timestamp it. All right, so this I feel like was very fitting to do because I know a lot of singles, especially if you've been single for a long time, it can feel like sometimes that you're overlooked, you're rejected. Is there something that you're doing wrong? You might fancy somebody, it might seem like it's going somewhere, and then all of a sudden nothing's happening, or you just don't have any prospects. You feel like you're just not desirable. You know, phone is dry, text messages dry, DMs is dry. So this is for, the chosen that feel that way. So, yeah. So if you're walking on the path of divine love, I must say, if your path is purposeful in a fact that you don't want to settle, maybe in your past, you have, found yourself in relationships that were not healthy. You may have found yourself being the partner that was unhealthy in a relationship, putting up with things that you didn't deserve, and not just with romantic relationships. Maybe your journey with love is also with family. Oftentimes it is. The friendships that you have, how you allow the world to treat you, the world around you, your environment, the people in that environment to treat you, that you have to learn these lessons. And once you made that declaration, whether out of your mouth, out of your mind or heart, that you want something that is true and divine, you know, you may have noticed that things just don't, they're not happening the way they used to. That, your phone is dry. And to be honest, and it's not to say that just because you have a whole bunch of options that you're toxic, that's not to say that. But oftentimes when you make a very clear cut decision that you only want to connect with what's best for you, you're going to encounter people that um are not always necessarily for you, and you're going to see that. And it's not that, how do I explain this? You may still have people that come at you, but you notice now that those prospects are not healthy for you. As in the past, it's like, oh, well, I'll just date this person. I'll get to know this person. Oh, because I like them. But when you're moving with a little more of discernment, and you're more vigilant about your journey in love, the more turned off you are by options. And sometimes there's no options, like, at all, because that's protection. As they say, because why do you want someone wasting your time? And you got to think of it like this: if I'm setting the intention that I only want my divine counterpart, obviously when you set that intention, that means anyone that is not that, it's not going to work, or no one's going to be bothering you in your space. You know what I mean? So, like they say, be careful what you wish for. And it doesn't have to be that it's a negative wish, but it's almost like you got to kind of go back and reflect and say, okay, I set this intention. So it's not too far fetched that nothing's really popping off in my love life right now. And why would I want a whole bunch of men or women desiring me if I only want the person that's right for me, right? If this is not going to stick, if it's not going to work, why do I want that? We'll get into that a little bit deeper, but let's get into the reading. Um, let's see, what is the divine reason behind why you've been hidden? Like, what's the reason behind your solitude or your single season at this time in your journey? As a collective where we all can resonate in our own unique way, divine spirit, for this collective that you give me the permission and the blessing to speak to, the divine blessing to speak to this collective. What is the reason behind the solitude? Okay. You have the Sister of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. The Juno of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. How are these wands coming out? The Amazon of Cups. You have a lot of court cards. That would be the Knight of Cups. Let's see. The two. Ooh. I almost fell. The Two of Cups. All right. The Star is at the bottom of the deck. So, what I'm getting from this is that the reason why you've been single for a long time, or you've been in that solitude and hidden, is because you're still kind of figuring out what gives you passion. Like, what is it that really drives you? You're figuring that out, you're discerning that, you're learning maybe to be more lighthearted, more playful when it comes to love. And that doesn't mean being naive or being irresponsible with love. It just means that you're not so uptight about the journey where it's like, oh, I got to meet my husband or my wife today. Oh, is this my person? Is my person? It's kind of like, let me flow into the journey and use my discernment to say like, hope, okay, I'm drawn to this. And if I find that this does not, it doesn't vibe with me, it's kind of off, it doesn't resonate, it's not something that really, I feel like we just aren't a match. I have the confidence to let it go, rather than in the past just saying, oh, ignore all the red flags. I'm lonely, I'm bored, or maybe I can make this person change, or maybe if I change something about me, maybe it'll work out. Instead of doing that type of compromising of yourself, or just denying what you know to be true that's not for your highest good, and just going along with it because of X, Y, and Z, right? Oh, I'm lonely, or I'm bored, or but maybe it will change. Instead of compromising yourself in that degree, it's kind of like, okay, this is where the journey stops right here. I'm not going to boohoo cry about it. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to push and pull to make something happen that doesn't work. I'm going to keep skipping along my journey and still have that optimism, still have that hope, that faith, and that belief that what is meant for me is not going to pass me by, because I attract, I don't chase. And you don't have to be a feminine energy or identify as a feminine energy, but it's just that, to say, the Queen of Wands energy, though she is a part of a masculine energy with the wands, right? That's masculine. But as a feminine essence as well, she has the power to wield and attract what she wants, but it's from a place of receptivity and relaxation and intuition. It comes, the thing about wands is that, yes, it's fire, but it's also mental, it's also air together, if that makes sense. So it's creative energy, it's a something that is conceived in the mind and then it's acted upon, right? That's kind of what the wands is. So you don't have to force something. If it's not for you, you're not chasing it, right? But still follow your heart. It's spirit is saying that this period is for you to navigate in this way with the Amazon of Cups, or the Knight of Cups, that flow between. It's interesting because you have two fire cards and you have two water cards. So it's almost like water puts fire out, but sometimes, as you know, water can even amplify the flames. It can even make it bigger. So I feel like it's all about that balance, which the Star card is kind of showing, that balance of energy between um kind of knowing where to place your energy, where to pour your energy into. Is it something that is ever flowing? Is it something that has the capacity to give back, or am I just giving too much of myself, pouring too much out? Is it something that's growing? Is it something that's developing? If it's not, it is not a vibrational match to me. So this is more of like a learning period, a period of just experiencing and being open, but with diligence and with maturity. Because you haven't fully. It's interesting. You have a queen, a knight, and a page, but you don't have a queen or a king here. Kings usually represent something that we've mastered, or that we've understood, we've learned. So you're still in the process of gathering information or learning what works for you, what's best for you, how to stay open and in the flow, but still using your intuition. Pour into the things that pour into you. The eighth house, transformation. Interesting. Eighth house rules Scorpio energy. It says birth, death, rebirth, sex, mystery, investments, afterlife, shared resources, inheritance, secrets, joint ventures, and legacy. This is about um being more in depth with your intentions. And some of you guys, you may also be celibate or abstaining from sex right now. You have the South Node at the bottom of the deck with karmic past. comfort zone, mastery, old habits, the past, unfinished business, current gifts and talents, natural strengths, limitations, potential stagnancy. So you're, I wouldn't say it's like you're clearing out karma. It's maybe that you're learning your patterns. You're learning what's for you and what's not for you, right? You're learning maybe what stands in your way. You're going through a massive transformation where things that once resonated with you, things that maybe you used to desire in the past, you don't anymore. What illusions about love do you need to break? So what are these false beliefs that may be keeping you stuck or holding you back in love? What are these false beliefs? Limiting false beliefs. Limiting or just false beliefs in general. You know, what are they? As a collective, that the collective can resonate in their own unique way, spirit. The Seven of Swords. Interesting. The Eight of Wands. The Four of Wands. Yeah, okay. And the Lovers. At bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is, I feel like, a low-key fear that you might be alone forever. Or I shouldn't even say forever, but more so like you feel like you might just end up being alone, or that maybe it's meant for you to be by yourself. But in a way, it's almost like I feel but that's not true, because the Four of Wands and the Lovers is like there's still some sort of hope that that's going to take place, that that's going to happen. Um, yeah, it's almost like the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Wands to me is like some sort of energy that you put out when it comes to your love life, and it connects to maybe I'm going to be single forever. And for some of you, it might be that you fear or you think that you have to be a certain way, or that you have to complete something in your journey, or at some certain point, like, oh, until this happens or until that happens. Because it's the Nine of Pentacles, it's a Virgo energy. Virgos, I love y'all, okay? But Virgos have a tendency to be very, very critical, especially towards self, if nothing else. And it's like, if my life is not looking like a certain way that I envision it or I planned, as they say, man plans, God laughs at that. Because we can have as humans, we can have our whole life planned out, mapped out. Oh, by 18, I'm going to move out. I'm going to graduate from college. Oh, by 21, I'm going to just live my dream career. By 25, I'm going to meet the love of my life. And by 30, I should be married and I should be having babies. And you know what I'm saying? Like, or I should, have a wife or something by then, or I should have kids. But that's not how life works. We can plan as hard as we want to, but it's going to take some time, you know, for certain things to happen. If it's not meant to happen, it ain't happening until it's meant to happen, until the vibration is right. It's not about perfection, right? We're never going to be perfect. We're never going to be at a place where we feel like, oh, I got it all figured out. And just when we think we got it all figured out, we find out the hell we do. You don't. And that's okay. That's a part of being human. That's the part of the learning experience. But there's this something that you feel like you have to kind of have stacked in your favor in order, that's almost like this pre-planned. I put all this energy, so it's got to happen this way and it should happen this way, and you're crunching, the kind of putting in this crunch time, and you're finding that that's not the case. And it's almost like, why can't you celebrate where you are right now and say that that is enough? Or I'm a work in progress in areas that maybe I might need to work on a little bit. And sometimes where we think that we're a mess, we're doing far better than we think that we are. And sometimes it takes life experience to show you that, or someone else to come in and show you like, hey, you're doing just fine. Sometimes, that Virgo energy, it could be doing too much in its heads. Like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's like, no, how much perfectionism is required. Um, but that's not the only side to a Virgo. That's just one of the defaults and the shadow aspect of that sign. But With the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, no, you have a lot to, look at yourself and say, hey, like, you're actually doing a good job. Or you may think that you're not enough as you are as of right now, but yes, you can always improve. But that doesn't mean that your person is going to come in and say, oh, because you got a tight waist, you used to have like a little bit of a wider waist, now your waist is a little more snatched. Like, hey, now you're worthy of me marrying you. You know what I'm saying? Or now I'm gonna come in into seeing into the vibration because now, you done lost that weight, or you done gained the weight in the right spots, or you got that car that you've always wanted. Now all the ladies, the right woman is gonna see you and be like, hey, a lot of times what we think is the thing that's gonna attract our partner is coming from an external place and a little materialistic, especially with this Nine of Pentacles energy. It is given that, like, oh, until my life looks like this, or until I look like this, or until I can present myself this way, then this person is going to love me. And that takes away from the whole concept of a divine love, because a divine love is not solely based off of the physical. All right, let's clarify this with the astrology OG deck. South Node again. South Node again with the karmic past, comfort zone, mastery, old habits, the past, unfinished business, current gifts and talents, natural strengths, limitations, potential stagnancy. Okay. Here's another thing too. Sometimes it's like the things that we cling on to the most. And this is a little bit of a transparent moment. You love this is a little bit of a transparent and you got the eighth house again at the top of the deck. Yeah, this is what you're working through and what you're called to transform. I understand that in the past I might have felt more appealing at a younger age. Like, everybody always goes back to when they're younger and they might have felt like, oh, I was way cuter, I was way smaller, I was way this, or my body was snatched and this and that. Right now, as you are, what I notice is that people that don't even know who I was in the past, and some of them that may have did know me in the past, you think that they're judging you, and the people that mind, they don't they don't matter. The people that care too much, the people that don't mind, is the people that you got to cling, not cling to, but you got to appreciate the people that see you for you, and they're not hung up on all this extra stuff, or, oh, because you don't have that same lifestyle anymore, you're a loser. To go through the trend, like, I can speak firsthand, and I've seen this from other people close to me. One minute you can have everything that you think makes you great and grand or attractive or successful, and then life will kind of humble you in a sense, yes, or it's just to kind of shift you and say that be uncomfortable, or be comfortable with the uncomfortable sometimes, because when you get too complacent, that's when you get lazy and you become stagnant as a person, as an individual. You stop working, you stop growing, you start just becoming kind of this mediocre, just, oh, just go with life, go with this. And if people are judging you because of that, they were never really for you. If they're judging you based off of your transition and change, because everybody has their moments. And that's why I always encourage people to not cling on to titles, cling on to things that will eventually fade, things that you can't take with you on the other side. Your cars, your jewels, your home, your beauty, your booty, whatever else, that does not go with you on the other side, right? Those things fade over time as well. You know, the fancy titles that we have, those can be stripped too. I always say that. Like, I know this might be a run on conversation, but some people might need to hear that, or just be reminded of that. Or if you never heard me say this before, the more we put investment on things that will eventually fade or could potentially be stripped or changed at any moment, never get too comfortable with life. Always be open with shifting and changing. That's the beauty of life, is finding the beauty in the transition and the change, because you can always find it. There's always a lesson in something that you grow through. If you only look at the change or something as, oh, you inconvenience in my life, or why is this happening, or because I'm not a CEO of this or that anymore, then I'm just a loser. Never get too comfortable with that, and don't abuse that energy either, that power, because it is something that can be humbled and stripped away from you in a minute, in an instant. Okay. And for someone to truly love you, um as you grow and you change. Y'all heard that song by Music Soul Child that says, "I'll love you even when your hair turns gray, and I'll love you even if you gain a little weight." Um, and so on and so forth, just as long as your love don't change. It don't. I know people think that your money, your cars, you know, your bank account and your beauty and all of that will attract a person, but will it keep the person? And if it keeps them, is it for the right reason? Is it even attracting the right people to you? That's the thing. Like, I know as women we've been taught, and as men you've been taught, that the more money you make, the more valuable you are to a lover. And as a woman, the more attractive, the more beautiful you are conventionally, the more valuable you are, not only to your lover, but to society and the world around you. And it's like a programming that you really have to just let go of, and finding your own beauty in yourself. And that takes courage and confidence to say, "Oh, I'm beautiful in spite of this is what the world is saying is beautiful," or being told that if only you look like this, or you weigh this or that, then you're beautiful. If you dress like this, then you're attractive. You'll attract a person, a partner, a man. You'll get the ring. And once you get the ring, now you're valuable. None of that matters. Even having a divine partner is a blessing because it's divine. But your worth and your value does not come through your divine partner. And your divine partner's value does not come through you. They already had value. You already had value before you became to be. So to think that once I have that, that's going to do something for you. If you don't have that inside of you, you're not going to attract the healthy partner that you want. You're just not. Hey, Kay. So, what power do you carry in love? Your unique magnetism and soul attraction. So, speaking of, what is it that magnetically about your energy, your essence, and your soul is attractive? Let's tap into that as a collective that we can all agree upon in our own unique way. What is that soul attraction and magnetism about this collective in love? What is it about you? What's that thing? Okay, what's that thing about this collective? Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. You have the Five of Pentacles. Don't judge it. Let's go with it. Let's see what Spirit's talking about. You got the Eight of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups. Wow. You might be the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. You might be someone that is a safe space. This man here, he's holding, I can't see, it looks like a baby, but it looks like he's holding a baby. If it's not a baby, maybe it's a creature or something, but I think it's a baby. This nurturing energy that for people, it's almost like you know what it's like to be kind of like maybe the loner, the outcast, somebody that may feel misunderstood sometimes. Like you feel like you don't have a place sometimes, right? We all know what that feels like. And I'm pretty sure this word chosen gets thrown around a lot, but people that are really called to um as a chosen one, you are a leader by nature. And you may have noticed throughout your journey, throughout your life, even the start of it, as far as you can remember, you've been someone that may have felt lonely, even if you had a lot of people around you, or people that always looked to you, or always came to you, or you kind of always by default had to be a leader, even if you didn't want to, or times where you had to be alone, or you felt lonely, or you prefer your own solitude sometimes. You don't resonate with following in the crowd, even if you tried. That energy, I feel like, attracts people that also don't know their path sometimes, or sometimes they don't feel like they fit into anything or anywhere. You're like that safe haven for these people, these souls, not just romantically, but maybe friends along the way, maybe even family members. It's almost like you've had to be that caretaker for others, or just that nurturer, that facilitator of just like stability and ground, a home where there is no home sometimes, or feeling like I don't have a place in the world. even if I have a family or so-called friends, I still feel like I don't have a place type energy. And I feel like it hurts you sometimes to, because you may have had to walk away from a lot of people. Maybe you're used to people taking and taking and taking and taking and taking from you, even if it's not maliciously taking from you. These are people that maybe your lesson was to teach them how to find their own independence, their own leadership, to find home within themselves first. So nothing you have done is in vain. If it comes to this energy, this is an ever flowing of love. This is a divine loving energy that you have to give. So has that been exploited? Yes, it's been exploited, of course. You're going to have that good and bad, where a mixture of people that may not mean bad, but if they don't have that energy to give, they're just going to take, because it feels good. It feels safe. It feels like home. It feels like I'm being seen for the first time. For people that may have negative intentions, it's like I'm going to take this kindness, or what I perceive to be a kindness, as a weakness, or this kindness that I perceive as a weakness. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take it as long as this person, allows me to. And maybe you're learning the lesson through them of making the right choices and decisions of who you say yes to in your journey, who you decide that is a part of your journey, who you decide to become friends with or lovers with, or, give of yourself in any way and show up. Because, hey, it happens, it happens where we encounter people on our journey that need the help sometimes, but you got to learn the lesson of, okay, am I letting y'all suck the titty too long? You taking too much milk from me. It's time to wean yourself off that milk now. Okay. All right, let's see. What is the overall energy? What is it that makes you magnetize? So to the right, ooh, seventh house. Interesting, because Justice is Libra, and Libra rules the seventh house. Interesting. So you could have a lot of Libra energy or placements, or something significant with the seventh house, something maybe even significant with Libra. Saturn is here as well at the bottom of the deck. Saturn is discipline in this deck. So these are lessons that you have to learn about partnerships and contracts with people. Your connections to people are very important, because you do have a sacred union of friendships, sacred union of a divine partner, a marriage, maybe even divine contracts of business and things like that. So you have to learn. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit. You have to learn how to discern enough to because you're gonna have divine connections in general, where these people play a significant role, and you play a significant role in to each other, right, in your journey. So these contracts that you make, is you got to be disciplined enough to say, okay, I know when to give and when to take, or when to back away from something and say, this is where the journey ends, or this is where it stops, or this is my values, these are my morals. Are we able to meet each other's values and morals? If not, it's okay, we can go our own way. There's no over compromising, or overextending your stay in a situation that doesn't serve you or help you, or maybe even serve the other person, because sometimes we might be a disservice to another person when we don't know where to draw the line or have boundaries, right? Our own boundaries as well. So it says marriage, relationships, friendships, business partners, contracts, agreements, joint endeavors, sharing, negotiations, cooperation, and relating. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, to the right person, when you have those, that word gets thrown around a lot too. Healthy boundaries. That term, healthy boundaries, gets thrown around a lot. But literally, yes, when you're making those right, just decisions, and it's not always emotional. That's the thing too. Um, it's interesting that Libra, it's an air sign, but it's ruled by Venus, the planet of love. But there's still that rationality to it, to the love, to the attraction. If it's not something that, it's not a healthy balance to it, it's too much of one thing or the other. It's not, I got to make some adjustments. I need to, shift this, change this. But your divine energy of love, the energy that you pour into, is very healing and very addicting, not just romantically or sexually, but just in general. That's what your magnetism is. You are a lighthouse. All right. Who is meant to truly see you? A glimpse into your destined connection. Let's see. The person that is meant to truly see you. Person that is meant to see you. Collective. Who is meant to really truly see you? Okay. You have the Ten of Swords, Ace of Wands again, the Temperance, the Hermit, and the Juno of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands again. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. So who is meant to see you? I feel like this is going to be somebody that they might have Sagittarian qualities to them. A lot of fire energy came out. The Temperance is the Sag, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Your person, if you have a Juno, maybe your Juno is a Sagittarius in your natal chart or a fire sign in general, but I feel like the person that's going to see you is someone that is always expanding themselves. This is someone that always seeks to grow and to learn. This isn't a person that's a lazy minded individual. This isn't someone that is comfortable with just like staying where they are um mentally as well. This is someone that is constantly evolving. Your person may have, if you were to meet your person from, like, let's say you met the two different versions of your person, the past self that they once were and the future self that they maybe that they are, and the person that they are now, those are totally different individuals. I feel like your person is always growing. This person will be a mirror to you. They're going to hold up a mirror. Like, even if they're not trying to, it's like whatever is in balance in you or whatever is in balance in them, that will reflect from one another. So you're going to be a mirror to each other, actually. Your person may be the type that's like, I'll try anything once. I'm not going to say no to everything. I don't feel like they're just like a lost soul that's just like, let me just go here and go there. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's like, if I feel that this is going to be something that benefits me and expands me to experience, I'll try it, or I'll be open, or let me be fearless in that. um you are a lighthouse, and I feel like your person is also a lighthouse, but it's like it's almost the way that you guys operate in that energy is very different, but it's complementary. Someone might have a tattoo of a sigil on them, or a sigil that represents love, or maybe someone wrote a sigil. Um, this is so weird, but some of you may have like a sigil over it, like on the head of your bed, or you drew a sigil or written a sigil and it's like over your bed, or maybe under your pillow, or maybe even your person. But for some of you, I feel like you set an intention to attract something very specific in love. Like, you might have a list, or just like on the imprint of your heart, your being, your soul, you know what you want, but there's something very specific that stands out. Hmm. If you start finding keys, it could be around the time that you meet your person. That could be a clear sign, or right before you meet your person, you might find a key or keys or something with keys. Spirit is saying, like, even if you feel something for someone, or you feel an inkling that this person is the one and you want to, or just like there's someone that piques your interest enough to say, I want to dip my toe in this and kind of see what this is. Spirit is saying to kind of wait. There's something that's going to be revealed to you. And I don't want to like emphasize too much on the keys, because like if you manifest it enough and think, oh, okay, if I see a key, then that means this person is the one, and then you see a key, then you hopping all on it. No, there's something very revealing though. It's almost like something is revealed, and it could be sometime during this year with the Hermit card, because we are in the year of the nine. This is the Hermit energy. Some of you guys, your solitude is coming to an end very close, like very, very soon. And maybe if you see keys, that means like, okay, your single season is pretty much up, or it's almost over, or it's a heads up that your person is coming, they're on the way. Because this person is going to unleash something in you that, and that's the thing, this is going to resonate kind of different in your own unique ways, but someone is going to unlock something inside of you that nobody else has ever had the capacity to do. So this isn't just a mere attraction, like, oh, I feel attraction, or I feel a connection, or I'm seeing signs. There's something about this person that will I always say this in divine readings, and I feel like it is what it is, and it must be so, because if they're your divine, of course they're going to be separated from the rest. There's nothing that could ever measure to match that, or even mirror that, or duplicate that, or they can try to imitate it, but there's something that separates your divine from every single person that you've ever felt a connection to, ever been in a connection with, whatever, blah 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 blah. There's something that separates it. So it's like, when that happens, like where you see that, where, oh, why was I even tripping over all these? It's going to make sense. Like, there's a reason why these other three cups, metaphorically speaking, maybe these were three big loves that you had, or crushes, or interests, or first love, whatever. First person that ever hurt you, blah, 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 whatever. There's something that's going to separate this person from every single person that you've ever been with, because those two cups stand to say that, oh, all these other cups failed, these were not for me, but there's that one other person, the right person. And this connection is going to feel very peaceful, because you have tension. Interesting, you have tension with conflict, obstacles, will, power, struggles, compromise, stress, weighing pros and cons, negotiate, self-reflection, opportunities for growth. So in the past, you've dealt with those people that you had those conflicts, those oppositions with, those people that you felt a lot of like stress and, oh, is this the right person? And why aren't they doing this? And when are they going to do this? When they're going to do that? There's none of that. There's none of that in this. You're not going to have that friction or that conflict inside of yourself. If it is, like, sometimes, because it's natural, when you've never had something that is healthy, you're not used to that, you'll kind of have a hard time, or just working through accepting that, being present in that. But when you're in this energy of, oh, is this the right person? Oh, they keep putting you in this up and down, round and around, just ride of confusion. That is how you know that this is not the person. Because when this person comes into your life, there's I don't want to say an ease where it means like everything is just going to happen so easily, but where this person's presence does not cause tension in your life. It does not cause confusion and fear and insecurities. Oh, they said this, but the next day they never call me back. No. Mm-mm. Because a person that is intentional, and you can tell this like through people and just in general that care about a person, right? Let's say it's like a friend or a family member. If this person knows that something bothers you, oftentimes they're going to work to not ever do that again, right? They'll be sincere about their apology, and that sincerity also comes behind their actions. If you're dealing with somebody that you have to constantly wonder where you stand with them, and they show up and then they don't, and they got you just going round and round in your head, that is not the right person for you. With your person, I may hurt you, I may offend you. If I know not to ever do that again, I'm gonna not ever do that again. My actions, or your discomfort, your pain is going to be a discomfort and a pain to me, right? Rather than, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, and then do it again. You were never sorry, right? You never wanted to do better. you know a person knows who and what they want automatically. If a person doesn't know after spending time with you or talking to you, what they want. And oftentimes they don't really want you. It's just a convenience. They're just holding on to you. If you're constantly waiting for somebody to show up for you or to make a decision about you, they don't want you. And the sad part about people that are, in that cowardice energy is they'll go along with it as long as it works for them, and rather than saying, hey, this isn't for me. They'll show you in so many ways that they're not interested, or they don't want anything, or you're not the person for them. And some people, like I said, that cowardice energy where they'll kind of keep you as a placeholder until they find out what they want, or when they find what they want. And that's not fair to you, right? That is not fair to you or your person, where you could be somewhere else, doing other things with your life, rather than wasting your time or your years and your youth and your heart and your tears and your joy on somebody that doesn't see you. So your person is not going to put you through that type of bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth your peace. I just wish that, you know, people would get it in their spirit that if somebody is not showing up for you in the way that you deserve, they're not your person, and it's not even worth it. It's as hard as it is to say, hey, I may have wanted this, I may genuinely love and care about this person, but they are not the person for me. I don't deserve this. And to really leave, and sometimes people say, I know this ain't for me, but instead of choosing themselves, they continue to choose what hurts them. And that is a reflection to me that you do not value yourself. And we've all been there. I've been at a place where I can't say that I've hated myself, but I can definitely say that I've come from a place where I didn't value myself, or value myself enough to say, I don't deserve this type of treatment. I don't deserve to be put in this type of situation. Someone that's confused about me, someone that doesn't show up, someone that can't even keep a promise, or keep it real, and sometimes we'll go against ourselves. We'll know a person is not for us, or they'll tell us, hey, I don't want nothing, or I don't want to get married, or I don't want this, I don't want that. And you think in your mind, oh, I can convince them, I can change it. Maybe if I do something a little bit different. And when you find yourself inching away at yourself to make somebody else feel comfortable and it's snug, and where you can't exist too much in a space, it's enough for them to feel big enough, or like you got to pull away at yourself so they can feel better about themselves or feel bigger than you. That is not the relationship for you, because you don't have to do that. You don't got to do all of that with the right people. And it's not just about romance. You don't got to do that with people that are just for you in general, or anything that's for you. You don't have to take away from your core self. If you find that, oh, I laugh too loud or too goofy, oh, let me giggle because I don't want them to think too much. But the person that's for you, they're going to bust out laughing with you. Y'all can laugh ugly together. You know, you can cry ugly together, instead of going, oh, this person, oh, I'm not going to eat around them, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to snore. Oh, I'm not going to take my eyelash, whatever, whatever. No, you don't got to do all of that. The partnership card is at the top of the deck. So again, the partnership card is coming out. Do not compromise yourself. The Taurus card is at the bottom. It says the connoisseur, comfort, luxury, reliability, stubborn, possessive, hard work, life's pleasures, serenity, productive, determination, stability, ruler of the second house. Find somebody that is going to value you for you, where you don't have to compromise. Someone that is not going to be possessive and controlling over you, or dictating who you should be and you shouldn't be this, but someone that allows you to be your authentic, healthy self, right? Your pure core self that, is quirky or a little bit nerdy, or maybe someone that you might feel like sometimes you're goofy, or you want to be your authentic self, right? Or you can be a little bit moody, or you get emotional about things, and you don't want someone to go, oh my god, here you go again crying, or, oh, you so lame, why are you crying over that movie, or, oh, you're talking about your childhood and you get emotional, like you don't have a safe space. Like, if someone is not able to be that safe space for you, then they are not the person, or the friend, the place, the family that just don't appreciate you. Separate yourself from that. We can't divorce family technically, but you can separate yourself from toxic family members. That's one thing. All right. What should you focus on while you wait? Spiritual and self love preparation. What should you focus on while you wait? And let me rephrase wait more so while you are aligning. It's a better word. While you're aligning, what should you be doing in the process? You know, where should your life be focused upon right now? That's of your highest good. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups again. Interesting. Ten of Swords. Interesting. Some of you guys might have to say bye bye or do some sort of release or cord cutting when it comes to the maybe emotional distress or detachment, or you know excuse me, the dis-ease or the trauma or the wounds around past relationships that did not work out, maybe even the ones that you felt that they hurt you, they traumatized you, they backstabbed you, they lied to you, they cheated on you. And this may not just be romantic. This could be any relationship with any person, any human being that you felt love and connection for, fellowship with, community with at some point, or wanted to, and you felt like those people betrayed you or hurt you. Release this in love. If you try to release it in anger and resentment and all of that, you still got healing to do. So you got the Nine of Wands, the Emperor, the High Priestess, the Moon, the Lovers, and the Four of Swords. So again, it's going to require you to like be brave and show up and say, you know what? There's some piece in me that almost does not believe that there could be someone genuinely not just loves me, but just someone that exists that's a good, genuine person, or a good man or good woman. If all you've experienced is bad men or bad women, or you've only seen your family members or your friends deal with bad men or bad women, for you to convince yourself that, hey, this fairy tale person that I see in my vision really exists, it's going to take some sort of courage to say, no, I do believe. Not even believe, but I know that it exists for me. It exists there. I know it exists there. With the High Priestess, I know that it does. This is very powerful because it's almost like a double-edged sword energy, in a good way though. Where one sword is like the pain of, I have to deal with the root cause of why I may have this disbelief or this lack of faith, or I don't trust in my inner knowing that what I see in my heart to be true, what I desire for that partner for me, to push through that and work through that and dig up the root of where that comes from. But also the other reward in that is that you are trusting yourself when you say, no, I know this is true for me. This is not a lie. This isn't a fairy tale. It's not a fable. It's not a myth. It is real. It exists. This person does exist out there. I'm going to take this from my good sis Kenya. If I exist, so does my divine. If I'm existing here, what sense would it make to just like, just pull this out of the sky and just like make this up? If the only thing that I could create and manifest was just no good men, then my consciousness would only think that to be like, oh, I want a man that cheats on me, or I want a woman that, just uses me for what I got, and just, or somebody that's going to sleep around with all my friends, or somebody that just only wants me because of one thing. If that's the consciousness level that I have, then okay. But if my consciousness says, I believe this is what I see, this is the type of partner, a partner that is going to love me for who I am, someone that I can feel safe in their energy, safe in their presence, safe in their environment. It's safe to allow them into my space and my heart and my environment, my life, my world, so on and so forth. Someone that is trustworthy, all these beautiful things. If you can believe those things, and some of the things that we're asking for is just human law of being a human, a good human, a good person. If I can't believe that these good characters exist in a person, then it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But I understand in this world, it is hard to believe in good sometimes, but you can't say that there's no such thing as a good person. So to say a good man or good woman is only exclusive to someone loving you is crazy. I would say not just pray for a good man or good woman, but that your person be a good person. That they're a good, they're a kind person. You know, they're a kind individual. They're not just going to be nice to me. They're not just going to show up. They're a kind, their character is A1. It is divine, you know? So if it wasn't the case, then hey, you could just be like, hey, I'm just going to manifest a whole bunch of shitty people, you know? Because they do exist, but so do good people. So why wouldn't a good man for you or good woman for you exist? Like, that don't make sense. So the trusting of yourself, even if it feels a little delusional, it's the faith of trusting you and trusting divine source through you. You know, you haven't experienced all the love that you could experience yet. You haven't met every man or woman in the world, and you don't necessarily need to, but to play with your own mind and say, oh, I'm tripping, I'm delusional. Just someone that just something as simple and human kindness, a person treating me right, being honest, being faithful, you know, reliable, someone that would be a good friend to me. Those are just, that's not hard, you know? But it's easy to believe, oh, I'm going to find somebody that's going to cheat on me, beat on me, sleep around on me, this, and that. Oh, they're not going to see me. They're going to think I'm not good enough. It's so easy to play into that, right? And we can say, oh, it's because that's all I've experienced. No, maybe in love sometimes, yes, but you can't say that there was no one out there that genuinely was into you. You know, they may have not been the right person for you. You know, you may have not been the right person for them, but to say that nobody has ever loved you or ever cared about you in life, whether it was a romantic partner or not, is not, that's not true. You know, don't play yourself like that. Don't even, you know, hurt yourself like that, you know? So this is something I feel like to meditate upon, these past experiences that you've had that maybe weren't so kind to you, and seeing why, instead of looking at it from a oh woe is me, why didn't it work out? Because if we're honest, because I can be honest about some people too that was just ashy. Oh, thank you. Like somebody that's just like, you look back, it's like, what the hell was I crying over? You know, we just don't be in our right mind sometimes with some of these people, but it's when you look back and you reflect, it's like, okay, I can see in my right mind that that was not meant to work out, and that is okay. Or I just wasn't ready for that relationship, or it just wasn't meant to be. It just showed me what I needed to see about myself or see about relationships and blah, 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 X, Y, and Z, right? You can find that wisdom in it. You can find that lesson. You can find that blessing in everything. And that's where the healing and the release is going to come from. But if you're coming from a place, oh, you know, Steve hurt me. You know, why did Josh lie to me like that? You know, Cynthia did this and so and so. If we get caught up in all of that, we're not going to heal. We're just going to be in a cycle until we like process through it. You know, like, you know, Cynthia wasn't too kind. Josh wasn't too kind to me. You know, they weren't nice. My teacher wasn't nice, or, you know, the people that I thought were my friends along the way, or this family member. But what is it that I can take from that? Am I going to continue to internalize this where it just leaves hole punches in my soul? Or am I going to feel that with healing, compassion, and love, and let that ish go lovingly and say, you know what? Even if I don't know how to do it, God, source, the universe, my angel, my ancestors, y'all take this shit for me. Just take the shit. Just take it. I can't no more. Just take it. I don't want to hold on to this anymore. You know? And if you want to step up your game a little bit with a little spiritual OG, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to take from this. What is the lesson that I was supposed to take from that? Or what blessing was in that? Reveal that to me. You know, how was this experience a blessing in my life? Even if it's hard for me to conceive right now, spirit, source, God, angels, ancestors, whomever, reveal to me. And it will come. Maybe not like, ooh, it's going to come like that, but it's going to be revealed to you in some kind of way. That's the part of the spiritual journey, is that seeing the experience, seeing divine source God, seeing the beauty, the wisdom, and the lesson in every experience, not just only expecting it to come when we want to or how we want it to come. If we open our eyes and ears, we'll see that divine source God speaks all day, every day if you really just pay attention. Hey sis, hey Bianca, how are you? All right, let's clarify and then we're gonna move on to the next portion of this live, y'all. I know I can be on here forever. It's time. It's 11:01 here p.m. That is it's time to jump into a new realm of existence, a new energy. You have the ability to create it right here and right now. Let's do an affirmation real quick. My solitude is sacred. My love is divine. I am not waiting. I am aligning. The right love is not avoiding me, it is seeking me. And when it arrives, it will recognize me instantly. All right. Let's clarify. What can you do to align in the meantime with your divine love? What should you be focused upon? What is your preparation energy encouraging you to do? I'm better, sis. I'm glad to be home off from work. You have the fifth house with pleasure, romance, creativity, fertility, sex, children, childlike fun, joy, love, passion, entertainment, art slash culture, and hobbies. You got to find your passion. What gives you passion? When you think about love and all of that, let that energy inspire you. Let it get you amped up and excited, rather than going, oh, what's it going to ain't nobody paying attention to me. You know how good it is, like, to get cute, get pretty, or get handsome, whatever, for yourself, solely for yourself, not for the male gaze or the female gaze, but just because you want to adorn and love yourself. You want to feel good. You want to feel sexy. When you start amplifying, it's that Queen of Wands energy, and I got chills in my left leg. When you start amplifying that energy, that Queen of Wands, King of Wands energy, game over. Okay? Channel that healthy Leo energy where you looking, you got this, like you the king or the queen of the jungle or whatever. You're admiring your own mane, like you're just, it's glorious, bigger the better. The more you give to yourself, and in a balanced way. You don't want to become narcissistic now. You don't want to become conceited. Okay, not healthy energy. We want that healthy balance. But romanticize your energy, your life. Like, hey, what do I want to do? I want to go check out a play today or this weekend. Let me take myself to a play. Or let me go see if some friends want to go play. And if they don't want to go or they can't go, fuck it, I still want to go. I'm gonna go. You might meet somebody. You could meet some new friends. You can meet who knows. Enjoy your solitude, and if you have kids, hey, I understand. Romanticize your life with them if they want to. If they want to go out and hang out and do something fun, like let's go, mommy and kid painting day, or daddy and day with the kids, go to the park, paint, do something, something that you enjoy, the kids enjoy. Passion, live. That's what you can do in the meantime. You might discover a hobby. That's fun sometimes, discovering something that you didn't know that you wanted to get into when you just start picking it up. Hey, you know, find something that really gives you passion and follow that, because that's how you're living. You're not living if you sit here going, still single. Oh, another Valentine's Day, I'm still single. What's wrong with me? Shit, that Valentine's Day, you should have got dressed, went out somewhere, had a good time, and because little do you know, it's like sometimes you'll focus on, like, I'm just gonna use Valentine's Day. I think I went out Valentine's Day last year single. I mean, I don't know how many Valentine's Day I've been single, but this this Valentine's Day was the first Valentine's Day I can authentically say I did not feel no type of way about being single. The last one, I said, you know what? I don't have a person, but I'm going to take myself out. And I got really cute. That night I look good. Okay. I felt good, but at the same time, I still noticed, the couples and, and I also noticed friends together, enjoying their night together, girlfriends hanging out with each other, getting cute, getting dressed. And I've seen some other people that just came to enjoy and get out. You can meet, there's other people that are single too. So you can meet somebody that's single and y'all can, maybe that could be someone, a potential partner, someone that maybe you're meant to get to know. If it's not your divine, it's someone maybe you're meant to get to know, or just someone that was meant to, pour into you that night and you pour into them that night, flirt, let this person know, hey, you still got it, you still desirable. They let you know you still got it, you still desirable. Or meet other singles that you guys just have a good time and you're celebrating life. Like, it is not a death sentence to be single. Like, people really just can't fathom somebody being happy with, being single, not like saying, because some people genuinely don't want to be in relationships. And if that's what they want and they're happy, genuinely happy, is somebody else to say, oh, you tripping, you're just miserable. Oh, that's stupid. But for someone that may want a partner, but still to say that I still enjoy my own company, let me enjoy my life as it is. Yeah, I'm still holding space for the one, but it's better to enjoy my life than to say, oh, when they come in, and be miserable waiting. That's, who has time for that? And this might be morbid to say, but I said this to God. I said, if it's not meant for me to be with anybody, I want to live a happy, whole, and full life and love the people that love me and blah blah blah, and other forms of love. If it's not meant to come in that sense, allow me to enjoy life. But if it's meant, I'm still open, but I'm still going to enjoy my journey, and I'm still going to love myself and find joy in the life that I still got to live. Like, who has time to think that their life is over, they're not worthy, or they can't have fun unless they have a partner? Like, no, that is not true. That don't even make sense. And I know that society will have you believe that, and these social media people and these crazy men or crazy women will have you believe that your worth is tied into another person, or because you're at a certain age you're no longer valuable, or you have kids you're no longer valuable, or because you don't make this amount of money or you don't look like this you're not valuable. That is demonic. I'm gonna say it straight up. That is a lie. That's like a demonic ideology to have, to tell a human that they're not valuable because of this or that. Like, first of all, you can't measure someone's value based off of especially that. So when I hear these like so-called dating coaches and gurus and stuff like that, it's like you really got to know how to discern and be like, you know what, you're not even coming from a soul place. You're coming from ego. You're coming from superficiality, like, you're speaking to people that are desperate, that don't know themselves, do not love themselves, and some of them, they kind of trick you with the oh, if you be a manipulative person, you'll attract love. If you act like you don't care and you be a bitch and you be this and you do this and that, you're going to attract that man back in 20 days, and watch, they'll be scratching at your door, and you get in your black cat energy and blah, blah. Like, that type of shit, it's demonic. For real. It is. And people that are desperate, they want somebody so bad, or they may be wanting a specific person, they'll eat that shit right up. Like, let me get some of that. Like, let me eat it up. Instead of telling these motherfuckers, like, no, you need to heal. You're only going to attract the best of what you're giving out or what you believe you deserve. And if you feel like the only way that you feel like you're confident is if you can play games on another man or another woman to get them. No, nope. Because you're not being your authentic self. If your authentic self is somebody that wants to be gushy and lovey and romantic and hug up on your partner and blah, 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 and you keep attracting narcissistic partners, and then you're starting to say, oh, well, that doesn't work, being this lovey-dovey person, this loving person doesn't work, so let me go be a villain, let me go be a bitch. And you're going to attract a person that where you become the narcissist, you become the person that is abusing another person. How does that work? That's why I said this shit it's demonic. Like, it sounds appealing. If you don't have discernment, that shit sounds like butter to your ears. Oh, I could be the dark villain bitch. Oh, let me start walking on these men with my high heels and dogging them out, and this person's going to chase me, and they're going to give me a ring, they're going to give me the soft life. That's demonic. Being a woman in your power does not equate you taking advantage of other motherfuckers. It just doesn't. You're not being authentic to your truth. There's a difference between having respect for yourself. If you really that bitch, let's say this. Let's say it's a guy that you want so bad and he's not giving you the time of day. And you question in your mind whether you should play the game of I don't care, I'm just gonna go no contact, I'm gonna ignore him, I'm gonna give him one-liner text message, and he does start to go, hey, wait a minute. Cause it's a chase in his it's just triggering a chase in his head. Like, oh, why she ain't and because their little ego wants to be fed, they're gonna start chasing you and you think, ooh, I got him, right? You got him, right? But a healthy woman would say, this dude ain't acting right. Cut no contact. If he starts trying to hit you up, oh, what you up to? What you doing? Nothing. We have nothing to talk about. Goodbye. Move on. Open your space up for a man that actually wants you, that actually will show up for you. That's a real boss bitch. Instead of being, oh, let me play this game. No, you're still wounded. You're still wounded. You're still wounded. Same goes for men. You think that, oh, I'm gonna play this game. I'm not gonna act like I like her. I'm gonna ignore her. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna show attention to other women. You're wounded. You're being like a little boy. Like that's a game that you're playing. If you really have the intention, and you're really interested, you'll show it. And if she's not, because it's wounding of I don't want to get rejected. Instead of having the courage to say, let me show interest. If she doesn't like me, hey, at least I put myself out there and at least I know she's not the one and you can move on. But all those games and all that stuff, that's not power. That's just manipulative energy. It's weak. It's not. It's not what's up. And all these like gurus and stuff like that, like I said, that's some good marketing. But the problem is like the people that are wounded don't understand that, and the people that still are living in the cycle of toxicity in relationships, they also too are drawn to that. That stuff feeds the ego. You're not healing. You're still going around in this cycle. You're never going to progress in that. So what happens when you get the guy and then he starts acting funny again because you're like, oh, I got the guy I always wanted and now he's chasing me. And you start to let that real mask down and you start to show, or you take that face mask off, oh, I'm this boss bitch and I got you. And you show what you really want from him, he's going to leave again, or she. Once you reveal that true core self, they're going to leave because they're not for you. They don't want the real you. They're not attracted to the real you. They want the games, or they're attracted to the game. The ego is. No, who has time for that? And again, if that's something you think is logical in your head, that you're like, oh, this is the logical thing to do, I'm going to do it because I want this person so bad. You got some work to do, boo. It is what it is. You got to think of it logically. Why do I want something that ultimately is not for me and does not want me? And why do I feel like I have to convince this other thing or other person to work for me or be for me? If you got to do all of that, you are out of alignment with what is divinely ordained for you. Why are you wasting your energy? Why are you wasting your precious power on some shit like that? Why? Why? I digress. I know that way. I did not mean to go all that in, but I want to share this with you guys, but you know, it's hard to when you're looking at the crowd, right? And you're saying, okay, I'm gonna go towards this path that there is no crowd. There might be a few people in number, but I'm looking at the other side of the crowd of people that are doing this or doing that, or believe this and believe that, but my energy doesn't resonate with that. It's going over here. It is such a trick to go into the quantity versus the quality of a thing, right? When you got something like, think of congestion, something that's congested or backed up or clogged up. It's the capacity is the space in which that capacity is over. It's over capacity. That space, that path that everybody's going on, it's only so big and everybody is congested in that. That is a sickness of energy. Congestion is sickness, right? It's something that's clogged. There's no flow. There's no movement. It's almost insanity. But people think, oh, if there's a less of number over here, then that means it's less valuable. You see what I'm saying? No, you're not. You're not forgotten. You're not. And if you feel like you're overlooked, you may be overlooked because the people that are meant to see you have not seen you yet, or the person that's meant to see you has not seen you, and those that are meant to see you, they will. And that takes courage to say, that takes real courage and real confidence to understand that. Because if you've been taught that great numbers, that means the better, rather than seeing it sometimes, and it's not always that the great number is bad, but sometimes you got to have that perspective to discern, is the great number just an energy of just overcapacity of space, or something that is congested, something that is not in flow or in order or alignment? Or is it a hive minded perspective? Because, as you know, people just follow the leader and they don't think for themselves. So just because one person thinks you're attractive, but a whole other people might say, oh, well, they're not that attractive, because they might be programmed. We live in a society where, or Western society or European beauty standards have literally brainwashed the entire planet. So if someone kind of deviates from that European standard of beauty, body structure, or what have you, they're deemed as, oh, not that attractive, or oh, they're kind of attractive, or they gotta be lighter skin, something that's mellow makes us feel comfortable, not too black, not too ethnic, not too this or that. The courage to say no. There's beauty in multitude. There's beauty in variety. And it's beauty is not just one dimensional. It's not just physical either. You know, this isn't the only form of what femininity is. This isn't the only form of masculinity or expression of masculinity or femininity. There's multi layers of that. So some coach is telling you, oh, men, you better don't cry in front of your woman. And women, you gotta, sit with the tea glasses this way and you do this. If that's not you, that's not you. I guarantee you there's somebody that thinks you're fine is fine. You know? So yeah, so those of you that carry that divine, experience of what you're supposed to, the seasons of solitude is not a punishment. It's not. You know, if you're being called to separate from certain things, it's because your focus needs to be somewhere else. Not distracted. Excuse me, not distracted by all these things, these people, places, and things, but your focus. Like sometimes that separation will happen. Like how it is. Like if you're an introvert, or you just like sometimes be in that introvert mode where you don't want to be around people. You just want that peace for yourself. And you take it, right? But if it's almost like it feels forced, where it's like, well, how come I'm not dating, or how come nobody's talking to me? It will feel like it's a punishment, instead of going, okay, technically, if I'm real honest with myself, I'm not really open to dating right now. Let me start with that first. Why am I not ready? Like, what is it that I need to be doing? Or maybe this is a period that other experiences, my focus is some other place where I need to place my focus, whatever that may be, instead of looking at it like, oh God. So I have some things I want to share this real quick. So aligning yourself with the energy of your divine partner. So there's some key things that I have here I want to share with you. So the kind of love you seek isn't just about finding the right person. Okay. It's about becoming the version of yourself that naturally attracts and align with them. So you're not doing all this work on yourself just so you can attract a person to want you and be with you. You're doing this work on yourself, or discovering parts of yourself to love and embrace more, and to welcome in new experiences, because this is a part of your life experience. This is a part of your journey as a being, right? Not just to appeal to society or to a man or to a woman, but truthfully and honestly your human experience, to enrich that. When you leave this earth, this planet, you want to take some experiences with you, right? You don't want to just be in this stagnant hold of, okay, this one area of my life, when is it going to happen and why isn't it happening? So, number one, embody the love that you desire, right? If you want a man or woman who is wise, spiritually mature, or deeply connected, ask yourself, am I creating that same depth within myself, right? We always want to ask for something, but are we in the capacity or the space to receive it? Are we like, especially your partner? I want somebody that's loyal. I want somebody that pays attention, but you just like don't pay attention to your partner, or it's all about you. Like, that's not fair to the other person. You know, true partnership is about mirroring and magnetism. You attract what you are in alignment with. Instead of focusing on where is he or she, focus on how can I become the best version of myself so that he or she arrives. I'm fully ready to am I fully ready to receive him or her? And again, it's not about perfectionism, but when you ain't in the place for something. It's almost like if you know that your energy is not in the right place to go somewhere or hang out with family or a friend or something, you honor that, right? So you'll know within yourself whether you're truly ready to align with your partner. You can tell. It's like there's a part of you that's you can tell that resistance is there, right? So what to do instead? Strengthen your spiritual gifts if that's your journey, your spiritual journey. Commit to your path, your intuition, and your divine feminine or masculine wisdom. I would encourage both because you're both feminine and masculine energy. Deepen your self-love rituals. Start treating yourself the way you wish to be treated. Again, romanticize yourself. If you want to go out, take yourself out to eat, get cute, get dressed up, get your hair done, get your hair cut, get your nails done, your toes done, whatever you into. Buy yourself something, treat yourself, go to the park, read a book, something that you enjoy. Live as if you are already loved, because in the grand scheme of things, you already are loved. If you just pay attention, you already are loved. And not just the people in your life, but God's source. Like, how many times has God's source come through for you when you needed it? How many times has your ancestors pulled some string that protected you? And I would thank them for the things I don't even know that they did for me. Like God's source, my ancestors, I don't even know what y'all did, but I thank y'all because I know that you guys have made things happen. You've moved mountains for me. Number two, release the fear of rejection or not being chosen. Okay. This was me. I always worry about, this person, and not just romantically, oh, the friends, the so-called friends leaving you out, and fuck them bitches, fuck them hoes. I'm just like, um, just not feeling like the chosen person, the picked one. You're always last, right? So the energy of longing, chasing, or fearing rejection creates resistance. The person you're calling in isn't someone who will overlook you, leave you confused, or make you question your worth. Let me read that one more time. The person that you're calling in, your divine counterpart, at least, isn't someone who will overlook you, leave you confused, or make you question your worth. So if rejection happens, it's not because you're unworthy, it's because the energy wasn't in alignment with your destiny, wasn't for you to begin with. So what to do? Shift from will he or she choose me to am I choosing the kind of love I deserve? Let me read that again. Will he or she choose me? Shift that into, am I choosing the kind of love that I deserve? Stop chasing. You attract by standing fully in your power. Maybe I was using that example with these dating coaches. Oh, be the bitch, be the villain, be this, and that, be the dark feminine, which that's a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, that's not a depiction of a dark feminine. Like, if you're talking about a divine feminine that's truly in her power, because if you describing it like that, you're doing a disservice, okay? Because if you have to resort to games rather than being your authentic self and standing in your full power and saying, oh, if homeboy is not treating me right and he's only coming to me when I don't want him or I'm focused elsewhere, he ain't the one. Get off my phone, stop playing with me, or just completely just ignore their texts, their calls, whatever. They're watching your stories and shit. All that weak game, ignore it. Because when you disengage from that type of energy, you're telling the universe, I don't play like that. I don't want this. That's not for me. I want something, a person that is actually going to show up, someone that's mature. um When something doesn't work out, say, thank you for the redirection. I trust my person is still aligning with me. They're still aligning with me. Number 3, heal and soften, but keep your standards high. A divine partner doesn't need you to be perfect, but they do need you to be whole within yourself. Okay? Because they are within themselves. They love themselves. So why would they want a partner that doesn't love themselves? Only somebody that doesn't love themselves or have true a true relationship with themselves and love themselves will want somebody that also doesn't love themselves. Misery loves company, or narcissistic people, they like that you don't love yourself or you don't know your worth because they can take advantage of it. That feeds their lack of self-worth, if that's something you've dealt with. But if you're used to love feeling like a struggle, survival, or uncertainty, you might unconsciously block healthy, stable love because it feels unfamiliar. Instead of hardening yourself or lowering your standards, focus on how can I keep my heart open while protecting my energy? What to do? Release old wounds and false narratives. Strengthen your emotional intelligence. Respond, don't react. Understand that vulnerability is your strength, not your weakness. So, with people that don't know how to receive that vulnerability because they don't know vulnerability for themselves and within themselves yet or ever, they will make you feel like it's a weakness to do that. And you feel like, oh, that was stupid to be vulnerable or to show up myself, or someone took that vulnerability and used it against you and weaponized it or try to manipulate you. With the right people, your vulnerability is a safe place. You have a safe space to be vulnerable with the right people. Number 4, entertaining what you don't want. This is a big one. People perk up their ears, listen, 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 because I see a lot of people do this. And I do readings and I try to explain this in a way that makes sense without being too harsh or, without being judgmental at all, but just to say, if you're saying you want this, then why are you still entertaining that? Does that make sense? So if you want a deep divine love, don't waste your energy on flings, inconsistent people, or love that drains you. Every time you say no to a misaligned love, you create space for the right one. Your future partner isn't settling for surface level love, so neither should you, you know? So what to do? Ask yourself, what would my ideal partner choose the kind of love I'm entertaining right now? Like if you were thinking about your life partner, you probably be like, would this person be putting up with that? Like, would I want my divine partner to be playing himself like that? Or she to be playing herself like that? And if the answer is no, why are you doing it? And I always say this too, like the person that you're like fixated on or dating or putting up with the bullshit with, if you weren't into that person, would you encourage your closest ally, your friend or your sister, your brother, whatever, to date that person? If the answer is hell no, then why is you dating them? If you wouldn't give that to your most trusted, most beloved ally, friends, family member, whomever, why are you dating them? Why are you chasing? What are you seeing in them? You know? Be clear with your standards. A king or queen doesn't chase, and a king does not settle. Trust that your soulmate is also choosing wisely, just like you are. Number 5, align your life with love, not just desire. Love isn't about meeting the right person, it's about building a life where the right person can exist with you. If you want a stable, wise, emotional, available man or woman, is your life set up to receive them? Right? Is your life in mess? Is it in chaos? Is it in disorder? If so, would you want to bring your person into that? Just like if your person had a lot of chaos and drama and just friction and their life just lacked peace, would you want to be involved in that? And it's not to say that we don't go through seasons of change and things and don't always, they're not always peachy keen, but if your person is over, like if their energy is chaotic and drama filled, right? Just not healthy. Do you feel like it would be fair to be in that situation? If the answer is no, do you feel like it would be fair for your partner, your divine partner, to be in that situation with you, right? Would you want to put your person in that? So, are you mentally and emotionally and spiritually in a place where love can arrive? Pretty much. So, what to do? Create a life that feels good with or without a partner. Most importantly, start without a partner because right now you have just you right now and you want to enjoy your life. Clear out old stagnant energy physically, maybe your space, mentally, your thoughts, emotionally, your heart. Set up your world for the kind of love you want to invite in. Number 6, trust divine timing and detach from control. Love is not a reward, it's an alignment. If your person hasn't arrived yet, it's because spirit is still working out the details. The worst thing you can do is force love or let impatience lower your standards. You don't want to miss your blessing doing that, child. Your energy should be peaceful, not frantic. Magnetic, not desperate. Let me read that one more time. Your energy should be peaceful, not frantic. Magnetic, not desperate. Oh, okay. What to do instead? When will he or she come? Instead of asking that, how can I best prepare for their arrival? Detach from outcomes. You don't need to know how, when, or where. It's already unfolding, just like any chapter of your life. And affirm these things if it resonates with you. What is meant for me is already on its way to me. I am magnetic to the love that is meant for me. I am already loved, seen, and deeply desired. Love flows to me effortlessly in divine timing. Okay. All right. So I also want you to say this for yourself whenever, I don't even remember the timestamp on this. I think it was like 81 minutes. I don't remember. We'll figure it out. So I want you to speak these things over yourself. You can do this in the mirror, you know. Um, you can do it like in the morning before you go to bed, or just speak it over yourself like before you lay down or when you wake up in the morning or whenever you're feeling left out or feeling rejected or you question yourself or your worth. I am not seen. I am not forgotten. I am a vessel of divine love. I am I am magnetic to what is meant for me. I release rejection. I release comparison. I release unworthiness. The love that sees me is already seeking me. I am not chasing, I am attracting. I am not forgotten, I am being prepared. Okay? So, thank your ancestors, thank God source, thank your guides, your higher self for guiding you to the love that you deserve, that you desire, and then you close that thing on out, you know? You close that thing out, child. Okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope this was especially helpful for those of you that have been struggling with this very thing whenever you come across it. Um, but yeah, if I went in, it is what it is. But I pray that this message reaches those who it's meant to in a loving, healing way, an inspiring way, and that you never look back at the toxic, dusty energy ever again in your life. Because again, you are magnetic, you are not desperate, okay? So you gotta remind yourself, like, wait a minute, like, I don't need to be chasing. Okay, I attract. I magnetize what's for me, and if it ain't for me, to the left. You know. So yeah, yes, thank you. You guys are very welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all for stopping by. Yes. Ah, yeah, I would love it. I know I don't go live as often as I used to. Like at least with these, like I put my energy into these lives. I love doing the Ghetto Fairy Fridays. I love it. Like the theme, like everything happens in divine timing. But I do hope that because my schedule does change next month, I do hope that, it's a little earlier, I get off a little bit earlier in the day. So kind of manage my time a little bit better. My weekends, I'm like, oh, I want to post this and I want to do this. But then my energy is like, no, bitch, you want to rest. You don't want to do nothing. But, I try to push myself, and catch up and do other things too. But, I like to catch up on rest and just chill and do nothing. But, yeah. I hope that Y'all take some, like, really for real. Like, this is a life altering message for you, in a sense that you will never settle for any dusty energy ever again, and not just romantically. Like, if something ain't for you, you accept it and move on, and you don't question or think that you're just not enough, that you're not good enough, and all these things, because that is not true. So whatever is not for you, don't want you, let it go. Like, I don't want nothing that don't want me. That's my mantra. That's my saying. I don't want a damn. I don't want no love, no friendships, no nothing that does not want me. Okay, a space, an environment. If y'all don't want me in there, I'm not gonna push and force it, unless it's something that I'm called to, is divinely meant for me to be in a space. And it's like, I don't care what y'all thinking, what y'all saying. I'm here to take up space. But if it's something that is pushing me out, is not meant, I accept. If it's meant to go in a new direction, that is where I will go. Because sometimes it takes people pushing you out for you to redirect and move in a new direction. Sometimes, oftentimes. Not they belong in the trash. Yeah. It's just like, I hope, whomever didn't want you, whatever didn't want us in life and journey, that they found what they were looking for, and that we too will find what we're looking for in life, in any journey or capacity. But if no, this damn incident, if nobody else wants you, do you want yourself? Because if you don't want yourself, then why do you think somebody else should want you? Or not just romantically want you, but just, if you don't value your own company, your own gifts and talents, or just your character, your light, then why should someone else value that if you don't? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this was a good one. I'm gonna sit with this. Myself. So yeah, as always, much love. Okay, thank you guys so much for the likes, the love, joining, and the hearts. I appreciate it. The comments, y'all coming on and interacting, and I appreciate it a lot. Toodles, yes. Toodles to Wanda. You're welcome, Bianca. Everyone, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Ashe, yes, Ashe, Ashe. All right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night, and I will catch you guys in the next one, whatever that will be. And until next time, peace.